Right then, welcome back. And today we're delivering cement. And when I say delivering, we are delivering a huge amount of cement. So we've got eight crates, 8 pallets, 8 boxes, 8 stacks, 8 something. And we've got to use about 53 different trucks, a crane, and all sorts of stuff to try and get out the cement out of the quarry. So we've got the MP500 and the ANK or something. What is it? ANK MK38. We've got a crane up the top. We've got the twin steer up the top, and we're going to drag the cement up the top and then get the crane and put it on the twin steer and drive the twin steer to everywhere and then drive the MP500 across the Drummond Island. We're just going to basically be going everywhere. Now, we're not going to do the whole thing because it would take about 2.5 hours. So we're going to chop it about and change it and do whatever we need to do. So the first thing is we've got to get this truck and the trailer, which, well, is incredibly heavy and does not, because it's a standard trailer, it does not want to go over bumps and lumps and go round tight corners. So we're going to take it out this way because the other way is a bit of a pain in the arse. And whilst the MK38 will get up pretty much anything, it does have about 4 Harleys worth of cement currently hanging out the back, and the first thing I did is get it stuck. So yeah, so that's as far as I got, and that's a lot of bags of cement as well, isn't there, per pallet? Some fair old cement. I would not like to be handballing that in and out of a mixer and a wheelbarrow to lay it all on the floor. But yeah, I spent a good 4 or 5 minutes reversing down and driving back up this bank, and then all of a sudden, like a cork from a well shook bottle, it just came free and decided that it was going to... That is a lot of lights on top of that cab. I would not like to be driving towards that in the dark. But yes, it came free and we got it all the way up to the top of the hill, and I was not confident because there's a massive steep hill out of the quarry onto the flat, and then there's another massive steep muddy bank out of the top of the quarry up to the top of the road where the twin steer and the crane are waiting. So yeah, we'd kind of started off poorly. So all the way around the top of the quarry, dodging rocks, and then we got to this bank. Now, this truck, diff lock always on, permanent 6-wheel drive. It's like a better version of the Bandit KRS 58, which I'm not a massive fan of, and I don't have on this game because it's on a... Is it on this one? Is it on another save game? Can't remember. But anyway, I prefer this. The problem is it absolutely drinks fuel like you'd not believe, and it has a tendency to get stuck. So I'm stuck again. So 2 hills, 2 lots of being stuck, and it would not move. I thought, I'm done. I'm going to have to let go of the trailer, winch the truck forward, stop, grab the trailer with the winch and everything else. And again, it just seemed to find a little bit of grip, dodge some rocks, and it just about pulled its own arse out of the mud. We had to use the winch a little bit, but it was pretty stuck. So we're out. I thought, well, I need to go back up the bank, so we'll go all the way around the tree. The steering lock's terrible as well, by the way. Didn't want it to roll over and go back down the hill, so always keep left if you're going this way, because there's loads of tree roots and rocks and everything just to drag you down there, because the game developers are evil, apparently. And we came to the next bank. Now, I've dragged all sorts up here over the many hours that I've been playing Snowrunner, and whilst it doesn't look particularly steep, it is rather slippy. There's also nowhere to winch onto anything, so I was a little bit worried that the truck would just kind of grind to a halt and lose traction, but it surprised me, and it just kept going and just kept going, and I'm not going to say it anymore because if I say it 3 or 4 times I'll end up getting done for copyright, but it went all the way up to the top. with not a lot of drama, really. And I was quite happy. It dragged the trailer out, it had a bit of a struggle, and then it was just a case of parking it up and transferring 4 loads of concrete from the trailer onto the back of the twin steer. Now, what I should have done is unpack the cargo, but I didn't because I was rushing. So I tried to pick everything up with a crane, which there's a dodgy crane mod on. I don't know if you can see the crane arms, they're all over the shop. So I had to reattach the trailer to the back of the MK38, unpack the cargo, detach the trailer, move the truck out of the way, then use the crane with its weird legs that aren't actually attached. It was meant to be an overpowered crane because the next mission is a cargo ship mission, which, oh my god, was absolutely emotional, but we'll cover that in a few days. But yeah, transferred it across to the twin steer. Took the trailer with a crane to the trailer park, sold the trailer, and then parked the crane out of the way in the rain. I apologise for the glitchy bits and bobs that are happening. I'm not quite sure what it's doing. I'm not sure if it's the actual file or the transfer of the file or anything else. But then we had to drive the twin steer all the way up the mountain, hill, whatever we're calling it, and go through to Drummond Island, but drop off 2 loads of cement at the warehouse first. And yeah, it wasn't without incident. The first sticky wicket was the tight corner with the rocks and the cliff, and the twin steer is about 6 miles long, so there was a little bit of jiggling and juggling. The batteries in my controller died, the steering wheel and the controller again weren't talking to each other very well. We were playing silly buggers, and it was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to turn the camera, I can't turn the wheels, it's just everything's going wrong. So yeah, it took a little bit of time, but as I'm slowly but surely learning with this game, don't rush. If you rush, you will crash or drive the front end of the truck completely off the cliff. Not recommended. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, table, chairs and drawers. So once I'd realised my mistake, we reversed out of the way, and then, because it's 3,000 miles long, it only just made it around the corner, using the concrete bollards, barriers, whatever we're calling them, for a little bit of assistance. The bridge, the rickety, horrible bridge, seems to be a lot more mud on the right hand side of that bridge now than there ever was. I'm sure it was just a big hole on both sides. I could be mistaken, but I'm sure they've backfilled that a little bit. The bridge was fine, we got over that, and then we found a mysteriously parked super heavy, off-road heavy, whatever, fuel tanker, and stole some of the fuel out of that to fill the twin steer up. Then we reversed into the warehouse to deposit 2 of our 4 loads of concrete, which in my head didn't sound too bad, but when I said it out loud, yeah, didn't sound too great. But anyway, we dropped the 2 loads off, and then once we dropped the 2 loads off, come on, drop the second load off, there we go. We then went to the tunnel and travelled to Drummond Island. Now, Drummond Island, it's a bit of a one-horse town. There's one road in and one road out, and a not particularly straight line between the 2 points. And this had to go all the way across, oh my god, all the way across to the log station, which is only across the other side of the map. So we had to go all the way around the bends, down the hill, past the fuel station, down the dip, down another hill, over a bridge, through the trees, round the mud to the log station. That's not an insignificant journey. And, well, I, without wanting to jinx myself, I haven't rolled a truck for a while. However, I still haven't rolled a truck, but it was close. Oh my god, it was really close. Bear in mind, no other trucks on this map. I would have had to probably recover to the garage and dump the concrete, and that would have annoyed me massively. I was convinced that it was going to go over, I didn't know whether to go forward or go back, go sideways, get out and push it. And in the end, I took the safe option and used the winch, attached it to the power line pole, mast, tree, trunk, mast, whatever we're calling it. Yeah, pulled the cable tight, and then probably pushed the buttons in the wrong order because it had a bit of a heart attack. And then when I eventually let it go, it wasn't too bad actually. We got out of there, and then we had to do about a 33-point turn because the steering lock's crap, and it's about 6 miles long, and it was going forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards, and it just was, yeah. And I realised that this was quite a serious undertaking. It was taking quite a long time. So yeah, we got around there, and then we went through another load of mud, and then down the hill over the first bridge. And I've been off there, a couple of times actually, and it's not nice. It makes a horrible mess. But the twin steer was more than up to the task. Powered up the hill the other side, went through the mud, which is rather deep, and then we turned up at the petrol station. And you've probably noticed it's starting to go dark, which isn't a problem. I don't mind driving trucks around in the dark. When you put the spotlights on, the headlights are really good. But we came across a little treat. So I was concerned the back wheels weren't going to clear the concrete barriers, but they did. And then we were just going down to the road, and we were presented with a glorious sight in that, an absolute peach of a sunset. So I thought I'd stop for a few seconds and enjoy it. Yeah, it didn't last too long, but anyway, glorious sunset aside, we then went up the hill, round the corner, down the hill, almost ended up going off the side because I was mucking about with diff locks and changing gear and camera angles and everything else. Up the other side of the hill, which meant we just had to negotiate a little bit of a bank with a couple of tree stumps on it, and then we were there, ready to drop off the remaining 2 loads of concrete on the back of the twin steer. So 8 to deliver, and now we've delivered 4, so that left 2 to go across to Black River, and then 2 to go to whatever the last place is called, and I can't remember, but that's where we're going to go with the MP500. So MP500, I absolutely love this thing. It's like a little mountain goat. It'll go anywhere. It's not the fastest thing in the world, and it's not great on fuel. It doesn't have the biggest tank, but if you put the supply bed on the back and the spare wheel and the stuff on the roof and fill it full of fuel, you'll get an extra, I don't know, 300-ish litres to fill the tank up. So it's got a fairly decent range on it. We've got a 3-slot trailer on the back, a mod trailer as well. And, well, this did a considerably better job than the MK38. I know it's not pulling as much weight. I get that. I absolutely get that. But it just doesn't stop. It wasn't phased by anything. The little 4-cylinder diesel lump just chugged its way all the way up the first hill with very, very little drama. It chugged its way up the second hill with not a lot more drama, although you can hear it working rather hard. And then we had to drive it all the way through the swamps and the river and the floods and everything past the houses where there's no road and you've just got to follow the telegraph poles. And these are, well, yeah, it's pretty deep stuff. Although, again, it's not the quickest thing in the world, but it just keeps chugging. And I quite like it. And it's been an absolute revelation when I've been playing the game on hard. And I'm almost caught up with myself. So we ended up at the tunnel. We go through the tunnel to Island Lake. Why couldn't I remember that? And then we had to take it again to the lumber mill, because it was log station on one, lumber mill on this one, across the 2 rickety wooden bridges and drop them off. So we've got plenty of fuel, and this bit, now I stupidly left the truck in rear-wheel drive only, and there's some big holes. We've dug some massive holes because the P16's been down here and it's been dragging stuff about, and it's just dug some absolutely huge holes, and it's not the nicest thing in the world to drive across now. But I'm glad I chose this and not something bigger, because something bigger would have tipped over and then I would have been upset. I wanted to drag it out of the swamp and drive another truck, and that would have just been an absolute pain in the arse. But anyway, across one bridge, no problems. Second bridge, I thought we were possibly going to drop off the far side, but we didn't, and it's still in rear-wheel drive mode, and I haven't realised. I've only noticed it when I've looked at the recording, when I've been editing it up. But yeah, we arrived at the lumber mill. We dropped off the concrete. Yes, we did drop off the concrete. Yes, come on, that's one, and the second one. Yes, you can drop that off. It's coming here. Yes, well done, sir. Drove the trailer to the trailer park just around the corner. Had a little bit of a Fast and Furious moment in the car park. Refueled, repaired, did everything I needed to do before I got rid of the trailer. And then we sold it. And that's 6 of 8 loads of cement delivered. I was going to say concrete then. I might say concrete before, but it's definitely cement. Which left one truck, the MK38, the absolute gas guzzling smoke machine, which we started up and probably raised the global temperature by another 0.1 degree. Drove it across the dam with another 0.1 degree, past the farm. By this point, looks like it was a bit warmer, and the vertical column of smoke was somewhat reduced. Down the hill, when it was absolutely smoking because we were going a bit faster than I was comfortable with, over the whoops into the water splash, and then we did a 90 left and went through the tunnel to Smithmill Dam. It was at this point I realised this truck absolutely likes a drink. It just guzzles fuel. Across to Black River, down the hill, through the mud that always stops everything, but apparently doesn't stop this. Into the town, 90 right, 90 left, into the warehouse, and Robert is your mother's brother, as they say. Yeah, 8 loads of cement, 8 deliveries, loads of fuel, loads of mileage. Took about 2 hours, 2 and a bit hours in the end. Yeah, it was fun. And we got, what, 22 grand? That's not a bad payout, that. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. Fingers crossed I will see you next time. Take care, stay safe, peace.